Hello everybody, I'm going to be looking at a Battlemage setup this time. Now there's plenty of different types of Battlemage setups, so we're going to cover just one. I'm going to show you what it is now. I usually try to get a Battlemage, a good functional Battlemage by level 20, which means focusing, but I'm about 5 levels late with this because I forgot to film the guide. But this was working at level 20 though. Now here you've got the skill set. Now the ones I was primarily interested in, because I want to be able to cast a spell and fight, is one-handed weapons, heavy armour, smithing and enchanting for making better armour, and destruction. Now with destruction I've focused on flames because I like big explosions. It's best not to spread your points around too thinly, so I've gone for flames there. I've gone up the tree here as far as I can for the skill level I'm on towards expert to reduce the cost. I've also got dual casting and impact. Impact is actually good because it knocks them down or staggers them, stop them coming at you while you're casting spells. Dual casting you're gonna need, right, because you'll often find yourself using a weapon and a spell or 2 spells. Now enchanting here, this will be allowed you to basically make your armour and enchant it along with smithing. As you can see, I'm not far up the trees here, but these will ultimately be the ones I spend a lot of points on in order to finish off my character in the late game. But at level 20 they're really a secondary concern. Now heavy armour, that's an important one, but I'm not interested in going up the heavy armour tree, so I'm just piling my points on Juggernaut to get the armour as effective as I can without wasting too many perks which I'll be needing for the smithing and the enchanting. The important one though is actually the one-handed one here. As you can see, I put a lot on armament and get the skill up on that, and I've gone straight up the middle, but I haven't yet chosen if I want to go for an axe, a mace or a blade. I should do, but I haven't decided yet. Also I've gone for double flurry here. I've added 2 perks to that in order to get my dual cast, well, my dual weapons up. So I've got dual weapons here and I've got dual casting as well, so when I do attack with 1 weapon and 1 spell, or 2 weapons or 2 spells, I'm alright, I've got it covered. One thing I should mention here is I am using a shield, so block is going up, but if you notice I'm not spending any perks on it. This is deliberate, right? This here, whilst it's useful, isn't what my character's going to be. If I've got a few spare perks later on I might add something to that, but for now I'm using a shield, but I'm not interested in that skill tree. I'm focusing, because there's a lot of things to focus on when you're making a Battlemage, and enchanting, smithing, heavy armour, one-handed weapons and destruction is more than enough. If you go too thin you'll end up with a really weak character. Now one alternative version, instead of going for destruction, you could try going for conjuration and summon up a help in battle every time you get into a fight. That would also work, a conjurer Battlemage, and so would a healer Battlemage, although that would probably be more like a paladin and be a bit boring. But anyhow, that's the basic skill setup for that. Now if we just look quickly at the race, it's a high elf. They get a biggest bonus in Magicka. I think it's 150 or 200 or something they start out with. This is where everybody else doesn't. Also I've noticed their Magicka regenerates a lot faster than other races, so if you want to cast magic, high elves are the ones to be. You also get unique dialogue from high elves when you talk to other high elves, so the game is slightly different. Now if you notice I haven't added anything to stamina at all. Now it's useful for the shields and the power attacks, but I'm not interested in power attacks and I'm not interested in the shields. The single-handed weapons is a complement to the magic, the fireballs I'm casting, so that's where the damage is coming from. Stamina would be useful, but I've chosen to spend my points on health and Magicka. As a result my Magicka is already quite high, and that makes my character quite powerful. Right, weapon wise I've got a standard elven mace here. I've also got the shield of Yashagramor, or whatever his name is. It's from the companion quest line basically. The interface UI is Sky UI, and no, I'm not using the Skyrim script editor, or extender should I say. I don't really need it because this only really does this filter up here, and I don't use that filter, so I never have that installed, so that message is there all the time. Right, first of all, you've got your standard shield and weapon, as you can see, but I can also go for the weapon and cast fireballs, or I could go for the shield, actually, the shield and fireballs. We've got company. Now the thing about the shield, it's good for blocking while you're casting spells. You can block like that and then cast a spell. But I've also got this special extended magic free wards or whatever they call it installed. So these wards actually don't cost a lot to cast. The guy himself who did it made them a bit too cheap. Just watch, I'll show you what I mean. Watch me magic it. So it's barely going down. It's actually a little bit too cheap, that I think, but basically it does mean I can do this. Which is something you couldn't do with wards without that mod installed. Right, I've just checked the mod and it's Exalted Magicka free wards. In case you're wondering why I'm back here, it's because whilst I was explaining that, I got sneaked up behind by a spider and he bit me on the ass and killed me. So I've had to like go back. As you can see, it's a bit of a dangerous place this, so we're going to walk through here. Now first of all, combat. Bash him with a shield, whack him with your sword. Right? Of course, when you've got this many of the little bleeders on you, you might want to use your dragon shouts. Just like that. As you can see, it's an effective warrior, this one, even though it's a magic user. But remember, right, health is one of the things we sacrificed in order to get the magicka high up. So this character is not as tough as a full-blown warrior. Right, we're at the place where we're going to test the Battlemage out. Now I can't remember what's in here. Just a random place I've chosen. There's a shout in here which I need anyway. So we're going to go and do that. Now, attack and casting spells. You notice the health goes down a little bit because I did get hit, but the magic is doing quite well because of the amount of points I've spent. So we got a bit of oil stick there. Set light to that. Right. High elves are really good at casting magic, so you don't run out of magic or anywhere near as quick as you do with other races. And like I don't know if I said it earlier, but they do seem to regenerate the magic quicker as well. Now it's important when you're actually playing a mage or a battle mage to use both weapon and magic at the same time. If you just use one, that skill will go up and the other won't. So you really need to use both skills. If you don't use both skills, then basically you're going to end up with either a mage or a warrior, which kind of defeats the point, or defeats the object of doing it this way. Right, we've got some action here. Now I can use a fireball on this, which is deadly. But it costs a lot of magicka. Watch, double fireball. See, third of my magicka gone. Good fun, but hardly economical. When you actually be in a battle mage, you've got to like stick with the lesser spells, really, in order to get them, make them last. Here's one, look. I don't know if you've noticed, but when you're using the weapon and a spell at the same time, sometimes hitting the mouse doesn't do anything. Right, got another one here. Cast. As you can see, because the magic is high, I can keep that up for quite a while. When they come close, the armour protects me and the weapon protects me. So this character doesn't suffer from the usual problems a Battlemage suffers from. Let's keep going. See what we come up against. I'm not using lightning to drain magic or frost to slow them down, because you can't really afford to spread your points about like that if you're being a Battlemage. You've got to focus on something. This looks interesting. We have a bit of fun with this guy. Do you know when you enter in Winterhold and the woman says I can't let you in, he goes, not even for the Dragonborn, and she says oh, I'd love to see something, you know, meaning a shout. Well, I actually used this one on her and sent her right off the edge of that ramp onto the dirt outside. It's actually quite funny. Oh damn, I killed him. You know which one I was going to use anyway. It's the fun one. Something else is coming anyway. I think it's behind here. Hey. That never gets old, does it? I mean, come on, everybody loves that one. Well, this is a good time to try the fast ward. But it would be if I can actually get it to stop. So I've got my health down a bit, the wall's protecting me whilst I heal up. See how it works, it's actually quite effective. Because it only takes so much damage before they start wearing off. But it does give you a chance to survive these little nuisances. Anyhow, obviously this guy's a bit tougher than this spell allows, so let's do this the old fashioned way. After I heal up. Right then. Bash him with a shield to stun him, and then hit him with your weapon. If you bash him when he's about to hit you, you cancel his attack out. But that requires stamina, and I didn't take stamina, so this is why stamina is useful. But it's also, if you spend points on that, you've got to take it away from something else, and that tends to spoil your character a little bit. The worst thing about playing this game on the PC isn't the game, it's the interface. Because the interface is designed for a console, and that means you can be whacking the mouse button like crazy and nothing will happen. When you're actually playing the Battlemage and you're running around that lot, remember right what I said earlier about using your weapon and your spells in equal measure, because if you don't, you'll soon end up, you know, with just a warrior or a mage. It is tempting to stick with something you're good at, but you've got to do it all the way through the game. You can't just, you know, stick to one and then train up the other later on, because your skills will be so low that they won't be effective and you won't be using them at all. For instance, if you're really good with an axe because you've used it all the way through, and then you decide you're going to try a fireball, by the time you're level 20 and really good with an axe, your actual fireball spell isn't going to scratch the people you're coming up against, so you just won't use it. You just go straight back to your weapon, so you'll end up as a warrior. Well, we've got more action. That. Right, we're going to go for a double spell attack here. Kill them off really quickly. Very effective, as you can see, when I'm paying attention to what I'm doing. Right, I'm just going to switch to Fire Breath here, because this is a fire maze, remember? Shouts out technically magic, but it kind of goes with my fire mage feel. Right, gonna do this here, the magic way again. Nobody else, oh there's one left. Bash with the shield, smack him with the mace. So that's the thing, you see, you bash him with a shield like that, you just hold your right mouse button and then hit your left, and you bash him like that, but that does require stamina, like I said. Here we are, it's at the main event, I think. Now, since this is the main event, and I'm probably going to die horribly, I'm going to save it. Right, we're going in here with with a fire bolt and a mace. Should cover us for everything. Trouble with these are trigger based, so as soon as you get so close, everything starts happening at once. Dead. That guy there is quite a meathead. Not even touching him. That touched his thralls though. That one's running away, look. Need to think about healing myself. So you got any more of his thralls around? Yes, there's one. Trying to get rid of his cronies first. As you can see, there's quite a lot of the cronies kicking around. I've got another one. Hear him? You can hear him coming out, but I can't see him. There he is. Alright, keys used there. See, I really can't remember doing this one. I remember doing certain parts of it. Right, let's get back to another one. It's been never ending these four, haven't they? Because I am dealing with spellcasters, I don't need any wards. That does stagger them, by the way, because of the things I've taken. So it is worth taking that stagger thing for your spells, because it keeps them at a distance when you hit them. It stops them charging right into you with a sword. Although it isn't working as well with him as it works with others. There we go, done. Now, as you can see, right, the Battlemage thing works. It's interesting. But remember, right, my Battlemage here has the thing piled on the Magicka and then a little bit on the health, but not the stamina. So I've gone heavy on the Magicka to allow me to fight combat that way. If you don't do that, if you don't take a high health, if you reduce the effectiveness in any way, you'll probably find that you can't do that. Also, because my skills are being set in a narrow band, like the enchanting things here, heavy armour, one-handed weapon and destruction over here, I'm not bad at them, and I'm only level 25. But if you scattered them around all over here, you'd end up with a very unbalanced character, and you wouldn't have been able to do that again. So in order to get a good character by level 20, you've got to really focus on the key areas you want to be doing it on. To me, enchanting and smithing is a mid to late game thing for me, really, because the good stuff comes later on. Heavy armour skill there, remember I only added it to the base here. Block again, I'm using block so the skill's going up, but I'm not adding anything to this. If I was to suggest an improvement to this, maybe a couple of perks down here, but then you'd have to take the perks away from something else I've added it to. Two-handed weapons again, more summy stuff have gone in there. Now if I look over here, that there is important, right? But you could possibly pick just one of them two and go route all the way to the top. Save a perk there, move it across to block if you want. Remember, you don't go for two-handed weapon because you can't cast a spell while with a two-handed weapon in your hand. So that's useless. Two-handed weapon attacks are useless. However, I've found a Battlemage on a single-handed weapon is a lot more effective against dragons than a warrior with a single-handed weapon, basically, because it's like the spells make all the difference, especially if you've built up the magicka like I have. If we go across to the destruction here, right, you can see here the points basically stick exactly to the areas I need. I can need the dual casting, so I've gone that way. And this here, the impact here, where it says most destruction spells will stagger the opponent, that's very useful. You cast that at something charging at you and it stops them and they just stagger till you can cast them again. And although it didn't work so much with the bad guy just then, you can keep them at a distance that way. Very good. I am considering taking the Rune Master here, because that's useful for laying traps when you know you're going to get swamped by loads of bad guys, but to be honest, right, you don't get swamped by that many in Skyrim. But now I'm going this route here, but remember, the difference between flames is flames burn and cause people to run off once you take the intense flame thing here, whereas frost slows them down, and shock here, that drains the magicka. So whichever you take depends on what you want to do. If you're taking on lots of mages, then probably shock is the best, because that will drain their magic, stop them attacking. I will say this though, as this character, when I'm playing through as this character, and I was doing like the bit where I recover the books for the college, and I got to the thing where the caller was there with the two flame acronauts, and they were attacking. That battle was intense. I don't remember it being that intense before, but they're going to probably did it early on in the game. But when I got it to in this, it was a massive fireball battle, and it actually got quite interesting. And I will say that if you are going to be a battle mage, you are going to need them wards, which means you will need that exalted magicka free ward mod, you know, because you'll need the wards aren't any good on their own. They eat up magicka far too quickly. That there really makes the difference and makes it a useful thing to have, wards. Anyhow, we've now done this more or less, I think. We've seen the bad guy anyway and seen some action, and you've seen the character working. So I'm going to leave it there and finish this game off myself. In the meantime, right, think about this, right? Battlemages come in all shapes and sizes, but one thing they all have in common, you must focus on your character. Otherwise, it'll be level 80 before you have a decent character. And the one thing about these videos we try to achieve is a decent character before level 20. Remember that. Anyhow, good luck with your characters. See you in the next video.